My name is Joachim Lauterbach. I'm chairman of WM Group, the leading German market data provider for capital markets, who also publishes Börsenzeitung, the leading newspaper for capital markets and banking. I love to work with and for leaders, and I think we can certainly say that Philipp Sandner was a leading figure. When he passed away, a bit more than a year ago. Of course, shock and grief was the primary reaction, but after a few days after he passed away, Nils and I spoke about how to preserve his legacy and his heritage. And I think it is certain to say that Philipp was the leader in the world of DLT and blockchain. He was an inspirational figure. He was a mentor to many of the people around here. He was a driver of adoption, know-how, discussion in politics, in regulation, in academia, in business. And it was absolutely clear to Nils and I that we wanted to do something to honor and preserve his legacy. When the idea was born to launch the Philipp Sandner Award in digital finance research, it all started with a vision, and we just said we want to do something to make sure that Philipp's legacy is living on. And then over time it became clear what this could be, and I'm super happy that this is the inaugural ceremony of the first Philipp Sandner Award, which will be followed every year, of course. I'm absolutely certain, and this is our ambition and goal, to continue to make this and keep this as a very renowned international prize for excellence in digital research. We want to make sure that innovation emerges out of the relationship between academia and business, and WM Group is actually exactly there, a partner of Frankfurt School, to push boundaries and continue to invest in the development of Frankfurt School as a globally renowned university of excellence in practice and in research. I want to take the opportunity to thank Frankfurt School for the flawless execution of this prize. I want to thank Pierre and his team for, in no time, building an elite scientific committee to elect and select the winners. I want to thank our jury, of which you are going to see members in a second here on stage, for spending their time and contributing to selecting what I believe is a more than deserved winner with Maxi in a minute. With this, let me stop here. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Nils, for giving us the chance of being part of this. Thank you, everyone in the jury. And with this, over to Nils. Thank you.
Yeah, good evening, everyone, and thank you very much, Joachim and the WM Group, for the idea and also for the support for the Philipp Sandner Memorial Award. I think the entire day today was very much a testament to Philipp's legacy. The energy that we had on campus today, there's a vibrant discussions and so on. I think that's exactly what Philipp stood for. And I think it's really, really cool that we not just have the award, but also that we are keeping the memory by having this conference here on campus. So thank you very much for joining. Thank you also very much for joining the ceremony. So, as Joachim already mentioned, I think we had a hard-hitting scientific committee, with scholars from around the world, and also, a top-notch jury populated by people not just from academia, but also from industry, because I think great research must be evaluated both along a scientific as well as a more practice-oriented dimension. You have to be rigorous and you have to be relevant. That is, I think, what great academic research is all about. And it's the first time that we're doing this, so it was great to see that we had 29 submissions, 29 submitted paper, from around the world, and all of them were evaluated by two members of the scientific committee, and then were shortlisted. And if you look at the topics, I mean, it was really nice to see kind of like how broad the area of digital finance and how vibrant this area has become over the last couple of years. And that just demonstrates, I mean, also the practical relevance of what we were discussing here on campus today. I mean, as Co-Peer said in introducing the papers to the jury and giving us an overview of the entire lineup, it was great. I mean, you said very, very clearly, right, that there was a lot of quality in that pool from the 29 submissions, and that many of them hopefully will be published in the top journals of the field. That's not very easy, given that rejection rates for top papers are hovering around 95%. So we had 3 papers shortlisted, and then we had a very lively discussion. And I think it's important also for me to also celebrate the other papers that we selected for a more careful vetting. And one paper by Kumar Rishba was Beyond the Bureau, Interoperable Payment Data for Loan Screening and Monitoring, right? Once again, I mean, highlighting the significance of data. And also, I mean, right, in terms of academic rigor, a clean test of the idea that banks can improve their screening and monitoring of borrowers by using payments history data, right? And I think that's also an important topic. I mean, given also, I mean, what artificial intelligence can nowadays do for us, right? Then we also had a very nice paper from Tong Ju from the Imperial College of London, and he looked at how open banking and the sharing of data among banks facilitates the ease of pledge of assets and improve access to credit for SMEs. So it's 2 very, very strong papers. But the winning paper is actually a theory paper, right? And that was actually, I mean, good news for me. I feel that we need a lot more theory, especially in the age of AI. I mean, empirics is something that increasingly will be done by computers, but we need something that is forward-looking, not just backward-looking based on data, and that theory by the end of the day, right? Science is by the end of the day all about having a better theory. So I was really, really pleased that one of the papers that we selected was a theory paper. And what we also rarely see are papers, theoretical papers, that challenge fundamentally held beliefs about bank runs and how the financial sector actually operates. And I mean, the nifty idea in the paper is basically how we can use smart contracts, right, sometimes based on a blockchain, as commitment devices, right? And I think that's a nice perspective based on mechanism design that will help us to think about financial infrastructures and the financial stability of the sector. And it also contributes to this emerging view of how blockchains can actually help us to fundamentally reshape and rethink finance. So with that, congratulations to Maxi Günnewig from the University of Bonn, who's here today, and Joachim, if you can come up stage so we can hand over the Philipp Sandner Memorial Award. Congratulations, Maxi. Great paper.
Thank you so much. Okay, thank you so much for this prize, for this award. I'm incredibly honored. This is the first prize I've ever won, so I don't really. This is also the first thank you speech I'm giving. Yeah, I'm really happy. We've worked on this paper very hard. It's been more than 2 years. To be knowing the publishing process in economics is probably going to be at least another 2 years until we get it printed. Yeah, it's I'm very happy to win this prize. There is, of course, also a sad note, because the coming about of this prize has, of course, a tragic reason, with the untimely passing of Philipp Sandner. I've never even had the pleasure of meeting him, but I think today was really a testament to what he has created, and how many lively interactions we've had today, not just today, but also in the 2 previous days with the conferences, So in that sense, he's created something great, and it's continuing, and even though it's very sad that he's no longer with us, I'm happy to see, and I think you would all agree, I'm happy to see this actually continue. So thank you so much for the WM Group for sponsoring this prize. I'm incredibly happy here to be receiving this from you, Joachim. Thank you so much for the Frankfurt School, to the Blockchain Center, here presented to you by Nils and Copier. Thank you so much to the Scientific Committee, of which I actually knew quite a few. So I've been going to conference for 2-3 years now, so I've met a bunch of them. I hadn't met any from the jury, and I was very delighted to be selected from this jury, because it reflects very broad interests and very broad backgrounds, and I would say rather abstract theory paper, be resonating with this wide group also made me very happy. So thank you so much for selecting the paper. Finally, I should really stress this is not solo authored. I have 2 co-authors who are absolutely brilliant, and this is very much a collaborative effort. So I also would like to thank them very much. They're not here today; they're in the UK. But yeah, so also thanks to them. Okay, that's it for me.